Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Princess of Aesthetically Princess, and today we are doing a bullet journal plan with me. Yes, I know what is going on at the moment. I'm currently filming this on Friday, the day that is going up. I want to say my heart goes out to everyone that is involved in the police brutality. Keep them in your hearts and your I guess prayers if you pray. But I would also like to say, if you can donate, if you can sign the petition. I'm going to try and leave a link to the things that you can sign. I'm gonna leave a link to the Twitter with all the lists of petitions you can sign or things that you can do. But you can join me, match me on Twitter. I've already posted the price that I already paid for the Minneapolis Freedom Fund. But also, if you are not Black at this time, it would be helpful if you go to your Black friends and, you know, comfort them and help them out in this time of need. Make sure that they're safe, and if you are going to the protest in any of these states, please be careful above all else. So all I ask is that you be careful. People are getting kidnapped at these protests. People are dying. The shots are ringing. Be careful, 100%. No matter what, be careful. But let's get into this video. Okay guys, first up is our usual cover page. If you don't know, or if you're new around here, I always do a coloring picture cover page that is available to all of my second tier Patreon followers. So if you follow me on Patreon and you pay for your subscription, you can get a coloring page. Usually they're themed for each month. So there's one for all the months that are currently leading up to this one. This one is actually heavily based off of roller skaters. That's exactly what this entire bullet journal kind of setup is: roller skaters and really minimalistic ideas. I was actually really thinking about this for like a minute. So like currently doing a series of like stickers that are going to be female roller skaters. The reason I wanted to do roller skaters is because, number one, I've kind of really missed being able to roller skate. I used to roller skate a really long time ago when I was in like middle school. I don't do so as much now because after I moved, I stopped going to like roller skating rinks and stuff. But especially now, it's really taking my interest because I'm kind of sad that I don't have any roller skates to skate around like my neighborhood in. It's kind of annoying, but it's kind of like, you know, fun at the same time, because I also started to get a bunch of African American female roller skaters on my timeline on on TikTok. So I was just seeing so many roller skaters, and I was like, oh my gosh, the theme for this month could be roller skaters. I'm actually, like I said, I'm making a bunch of stickers of different roller skaters. So if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you'll probably see them as I update them. This one was pretty easy. I ended up adding like this mint green color at the end of it because I was like, it's missing something. I don't want it to just be black and white. So I was like, I'm gonna add it a little bit of gray and a little bit of mint green. I might go back and change it because I think it's making me annoyed. So I think I might just go change it back to like black or white or something, because like looking at it is making me angry. But I did end up really enjoying making this coloring page. I actually really like the idea of this theme as well because of all the interesting like color palettes that I just decided not to use. Like I was like, there's thousands of colors to use, but I'm not going to use a singular one. I just want it to be black and white. And it actually made it a lot easier and a lot quicker to do just black and white because of just, I did a bunch of black boxes for a bunch of, you know, the different themes. But I actually really do like her. I don't think she's one of my favorites, but I did, because the thing was black and white, I also decided to add her some tattoos. So she has like a sun tattoo on her shoulder and some flowers going down her leg. As for anything else, I was in the process of watching Amanda Rachel Lee's bullet journal setup. So I was like, oh, I could add this mint green. So that's what inspired the random mint green that is on her socks and stuff. But I'm probably going to change that because, like I said, looking at it annoys me. But also, randomly enough, what else was I about to say? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, randomly enough, I wanted to give her blonde hair. I don't know why. Like, the thought in my head was like, ooh, give her blonde hair. I don't ever give my African American characters blonde hair. Not because I hate it or anything, it's just I rarely just put blonde hair on any of my characters, but none of my characters really ever have blonde hair unless a client requests that a character have blonde hair. It's not like I don't hate it or anything, it's just that I find blonde hair to be annoying to like color and stuff, because I'm like, does it look too yellow or does it look too white? So I ended up just giving her some blonde hair because I was like, she would probably have her, if this was a person, she'd probably have her hair dyed like bright blonde or something random like that. As you can also see, I didn't put any laces on her skates, which I realized that now, but also I don't care enough to put laces on her skates. I actually didn't just feel like it. So she's got laceless skates. Really dangerous, but life. So enjoy the rest of this coloring. Okay, now that the cover page is done, it's time for our quote page. For this one's quote page, I wanted to also keep it simple. I was heavily inspired by some black and white minimalistic themes that I found on Pinterest, and I was like, that's a cool idea to add, different flowers and the colors, and just have like an absence of color, like over the entirety of it. As for the quote I picked, and so the adventure begins. Hopefully this is like a starting push to the month of June. Hopefully everything will get better this month. Hopefully the pandemic will slow down. Hopefully we'll flatten the curve. Hopefully things will just straight up just get better. But I wanted to add something that was a little bit more inspirational. So I actually was going to pick something else. I wanted to pick something that involved paradise, but I was like, I don't want it to seem too summery and mostly summery, so I just chose "And So the Adventure Begins." It can sound any way you would like it to, but I just thought that it would, make us all feel a little bit better at this odd time that we're all going through. As for the font for this, like I said, I want to keep it simple, so I just chose like a usual typewriter font. This one's called D Dot, but I was going to try and write adventure in cursive as well, but like I ended up not liking it, and I just wanted it to be like I pulled it out of like a book, like text out of a book, and just put it on the page. I actually really like how it came out. Next, I added flowers above and around it, like it was like growing just white flowers over the entirety of it, and I thought that was actually pretty cute. Not even gonna lie to you, but I didn't want to have to keep drawing because the drawing of the flowers took the longest, if I'm being 100% with you. So I ended up just copying and pasting and flipping it to put on the bottom of it. I did that for a lot of it, because a lot of the different pictures, because each one just is like very, how do you say, meticulous drawing and doodling. So I just was like, it's easier if I just flip it. I feel like if you have more time, then you would love to spend your time just, relaxingly making little plants and flowers across the page, especially if you're doing this on like just paper. I did it in tablet, so it was easier for me. So I wasn't really focused on oh, let's try and, take this slow and things. I also realized that I should have like added it on top of it, but I was already drawing and I was too lazy to keep going back. So I was like, we'll just work with it. I just added cute little plants. I know the white dots look a little odd at the second, but they are just simple ideal roses. So they'll get their extra detail momentarily, but right now and right then I was just like, we'll just go back afterwards. Actually, I really like this. I might try and, recreate one of these for another one of my themes because I just liked how it looked. It just looked really simple, nothing too crazy. Usually I draw like some big picture or something and then put the quote on top of it. So having this was so much easier and slower and stuff. Okay, for the next one, I did the same idea as I did for like the quote page, just a black box, and then white writing and plants on the inside. This one wasn't too wild or too crazy, but I did actually really, really like how my June came out. Usually, when I write it, I kind of write it like 6 different times before I finally am like, okay, this is good. Even for like the what's it called, the details to like my boxes, my usual my boxes of the month, my milestones, my affirmations, and my um monthly goals. I would say I don't really have any things that was too wild. I was just adding plants in different places. I just thought it was kind of cute. I even like the way I did like the black bubbles with the white numbers. I had to go back a few times to remember how much how many days were in this month in particular, or what day it started on. um I wouldn't don't have anything much to say about this. It's actually One of those simple methods, nothing too crazy. Enjoy. Okay, so on to my mood tracker. My mood tracker usually stays the same. It's a blank template of my mood is picked between these three little smiles and frowns and stuff. And I just do like a bar graph so I know how close I am to being really sad or just really mellow or, you know, just really happy. It all depends. It's the same for my habit tracker. My habit tracker is always the same. It's yoga, vegan, posting, YouTube uploads, and journaling, so I can make sure that I know to journal. And then I think I'm missing one. Oh, if I've eaten that day, because I have a really hard time remembering to eat sometimes. So I was like, so I made one where I could make sure that I ate food. For my usual habit tracker, I don't ever usually change anything about it other than the paneling on the sides so that it can be a little bit more inclusive to my theme. I try not to mess with it too much just because it is my habit tracker and I'm trying, and although it's supposed to, you know, grab your attention and things, I don't want to change it up so much that I kind of have a hard time switching between months of how I want to, how do you say, show my feelings. Yeah. Yeah. But as for the panelings on the side, I really like the idea of just a what's it called, a roller skate, just a roller skate. And I like the minimalistic kind of like, how do you call, what is it called, oh my goodness, absence of space, the absence of space kind of drawing that it looked like. I actually really thought it was actually uber duper cute. I love the way I did the roller skate. The roller skate is actually from another drawing that I am working on currently, so just having it there was just really pretty. Because I just copy and paste like the basic roller skate shape from one of the characters I'm working on, and, you know, just added the rest of the detailing. This would be like a really cute bookmark. I actually really thought of that. I was like, this would be an adorable bookmark. And to add a little bit more to it, I ended up doing some plants growing out of the just the roller skate, and I was like, oh, that's a really actually cute idea. So nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, just simple, simplistic. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. I never do. I try not to, not on the sides. Enjoy. Okay, guys, last one is my weekly planner. This time I'm doing something simple again. I'm actually just pasting that roller skate design that I actually made. right here on the corner of this paneling where I usually write out the week that it is. And to even make it even simpler, I'd also decided to do a very, how do you say, kind of like planty little design on the sides of my weekly areas, my days of the week areas. And I just copy and pasted that to each little box. I actually really like it. I thought it was actually really pretty. I ended up taking it and I'd flip it horizontally, so like it would be mirroring the one before it each time. I actually thought that was actually a pretty cool idea. So nothing too crazy, actually pretty simple. I actually also used this exact design on the top of the panel on the side. I was like, oh, it kind of seems a little, boring, a little empty, so kind of just put it up there. I actually really like how this page came out, even though it's like really simple and kind of empty. I actually kind of like just the black panel on the side. I thought it was actually really cute. Usually I like draw something big on it and then I just write the days of the week over it. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment on what you think my next month theme should be, and if you really did like it, I guess if you ever wanted these, you can always DM me on Instagram or Twitter, which will be linked down below, and I will send them to you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.